Hey, Facebook friends, you're stuck with just me. We decided just to do a weather update since we've had a handful of warnings in the last, 45 minutes or so. And unfortunately, a couple of those were tornado warnings. One for Clinton County that impacted Frankfort. Still waiting to see if anything did cause any damage. And then we've had some additional warnings north and east. The good news, the storms have weakened and they're moving very quickly off to the north and east. So I'm going to start with live Doppler 13 radar just to show you the warnings that we have left. And those are going to be in areas north of Indianapolis. And the one tornado warning is actually going to be the southern part of this line. And it's this area here approaching Galveston. Let's check velocities real quick. This was the strongest area of rotation, and I'll highlight it for you just so you can see what we're talking about. It was a little more intense, maybe 10-15 minutes ago, so it's weakened a little bit, but this is the same cell that we were tracking coming out of Frankfort and Clinton County and then moved north and east and now is impacting the western sections of Howard County. Technically, that tornado warning goes until 10:15, and it's just one sliver for what's left of the rotating, at least the potential rotating part of that thunderstorm. So Galveston, I'd be weather aware, even up toward Walton and even Logansport and Peru. Let's expand the view. Let me remove the telestration for you, and we'll come out a little bit. Just because, and I mentioned this in some of the live updates that we did on Channel 13 during The Voice, not typically what we see. Oftentimes we see the individual storms that you can clearly see the rotation. We've got more of a linear effect to the storms right now, from Rochester to Logansport to just east of Deer Creek to about that Galveston area. And the line itself is tracking north and east, and within that line we get these little couplets or these little areas of rotation, and they're highlighted here. One near Rochester, another potential one east of Logansport, and then that area south of Deer Creek. So a little difficult to exactly see where within this line we have the best chance for a tornado producing storm, just because there are several little areas of rotation possible along the line. Even if they don't rotate, the potential exists for damaging winds, and we've had those reported already tonight. Got a couple of pictures sent to me on Twitter from Attica. It looked like the high school might have been damaged a little bit, and there was a big tree crossing a State Road 28 in the western part of our state. That's up near Attica, and that happened earlier this evening. And again, within this line, what we look for are the two different colors close together, and we've got several little pockets of that. And that's the concern as we head through the next hour or so until we can completely get rid of this line of thunderstorms. In addition to that tornado warning, which I'd be surprised if the Weather Service lets it go until 10:15. They may add an additional one within this line of storms, but really they're not even storms. No lightning with these, just the potential for rotation and damaging winds. And that extends from Deer Creek to Logansport up toward Rochester, and these are moving northeast. So let's put a lapse on this just so you can see the movement over the last hour. You can see developing near Frankfort. You see the tornado warnings get posted from the National Weather Service and some additional severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And those include those of you in Logansport, so Cass County, that's about the northern half of Cass County. That goes until 10:30, and then over into Miami County, including you in Peru, that also goes until 10:30. So we'll see if the National Weather Service sees any additional areas of rotation that they want to tornado warn for. But for now, these are severe thunderstorm warnings with the roughest cells near and east of Logansport headed toward Peru and Miami County. Let's check the National Weather Service just to see if they did get any. Okay, so they're saying the tornado threat is coming to an end. And that's it. Nothing, no reports coming in from Clinton County where this originally got going. It was kind of interesting to watch. I backed up the radar, and I'll do it for you as well. Just to see, I was kind of curious where these storms came from, because it really looked like everything was kind of winding down. I had done a few updates, radar updates on Twitter, but let's back this up 2 hours. And you can see we had a couple cells near Greencastle, and boy, oh boy, did they intensify right over Frankfort and Clinton County. And that was a couple of the areas of stronger rotation. Clinton County into southeastern parts of Carroll rather, and the western sections of Howard, and now those storms are up over Carroll and into Miami County. So we appreciate you watching, checking in. I know not our normal what's next. We just kind of figured since weather was kind of a big story and it was continuing to happen that you might be curious. So I'll take a few comments. Let's see here. Palm Beach County checking in. So from Florida, hello to you. Let's see, just got rain and a little thunder. That's from my friend Cindy, so thank you. She's usually up toward the Logansport area, I believe. Bradley is watching from Kokomo and listening to the scanner and the EMA, emergency management. Let me know, Bradley, if anything comes across of any damage out of Howard County. It did look like it weakened as it moved into the western part of your county. How about Fayette County? Nothing severe in Fayette right now, but thank you for checking in. Hi to you, Brandon. Versailles, our friend, our faithful friend Joyce, checking in from Versailles in the southeastern part of the state. And again, nothing severe. It was interesting to watch the storms kind of evolve today and to look back at some of the discussions, the weather discussions from the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis, and really the bigger instability, even now that the sun has gone down, was really across the northern part of the state. And so it was interesting, and with this loop you can really see how rapidly those storms intensified as they got into an environment with more instability. Now that we continue to lose daylight, this should be the last of the real severe threats. So even those of you, Joyce and Versailles. How about Fort Wayne? Right now it looks like Fort Wayne, it's going to stay west of you, and you don't have anything overhead. Hello to Melanie and hi to Scott. I answered Fort Wayne. Let's see here. Oh, yes, and I've got a few people watching the Colts game. I think they're doing pretty well. I haven't had really a chance to turn it on, but I think anybody back in the control room know what the score is? I think we scored a couple touchdowns. And I was on vacation last week, so I completely failed in the Colts blue tonight, so I apologize for that. But we wanted to do an all-weather Facebook Live just because we did have some significant weather, and we will wait and see, and our newsroom will actually make a few calls into Clinton County and western Howard just to see if anything comes in. 16-3. 16-3, thank you, Roscoe. We're up? We're up. So if you've got the Colts game on and you were curious about the weather, good news on both accounts. The Colts are winning and our severe threat really is starting to diminish. And what I've got on radar for you is a 2-hour loop that really shows how rapidly the storms intensified once they got into an environment that was better suited for rotating storms, where we had most of the instability today. But let's pause this and get you just kind of caught up on the current situation and in terms of warnings. The warnings we have right now are for areas north of Kokomo. So this is going to be for Miami County until 10:30, and then Cass County, basically all of Cass County, because of and really the roughest part of the storms are now east of Logansport and continuing to move east. But these cells did have a history of producing some rotation that we were able to detect with live Doppler 13 radar. National Weather Service picking up obviously on that, which was the reason for a couple of tornado warnings. The severe threat starts to diminish over the next couple of hours, and then we're back into some sunshine. Wake up weather pretty quiet. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow and highs 70 to 75 the next couple of afternoons. Jackson checking in, and then Roger, anything for Jackson County. Nothing severe, but we won't be completely turning our eyes off live Doppler 13 radar until after midnight, until we can get all of these storms to move from west to east. And what's entering the state now, non-severe, but that is a line that did produce a few severe storms out in Illinois, but moving into a more stable environment right now, which is good in terms of that risk for severe weather. Vicki checking in from Converse. Hello. Oh, Joseph on the 16-3 score update. Thank you very much. Again, I didn't really have a chance to keep an eye on it. And getting some reports that, that there were some severe storms. So Yes, we wanted to do an all-weather Facebook Live tonight. Anne-Marie will be back with us tomorrow evening. We hope you join us at 11. Again, I've been busy with the weather, so I don't even quite sure know what our big story is. But we're following the Heartland Film Festival. I do know that. We're also following our Mary Mills, who got to run in the Boston Marathon today. So I believe those are a couple of stories that we're touching on. And of course, we'll have the big story after a weather update. And we'll look back at some of the storm reports coming in and make sure that we don't get anything additional. And again, newsroom making calls to Clinton County and Western Howard County just to see if there was any damage from tonight's severe storms. So we appreciate you watching. We'll see you over on Channel 13 at 11 o'clock.